I have two distinct thoughts on the Latinx. On the one hand, it's absurd. It's absurd and ridiculous to try to remove gender from language. Because when we try to remove gender, when we try to abstract gender from sex, when we try to say that there's no such thing as sexual difference, we know it butts up against reality. We know that isn't the case. We'll get to this in a second too in The Handmaid's Tale. We know that isn't the case. We know that there is sexual difference. It feels so tedious and politically correct and like you're living in a fantasy. And you see this with people who are PC all the time. They have to constantly preface every single thing they're going to say. Say, well, I want, and by the way, I just want you to know that I'm a da-da-da-da, but that isn't to say that I'm a da-da-da, and I'm sorry if but did, and you're like, shut up, just spit it out. I don't have that much time. Tell me what you're going to say. So we know that this is an absurd fantasy world because sexual difference does matter, and it adheres in these languages. But then my second thought on the Latinx is I love it. I love it because it exposes the left for what they are, which is imperialists. They are imperialists. What they are saying is these liberal white wackos with purple hair in America are saying, hey, Hispanic people, you're anti-Hispanic. Stop using that language of yours and use our language to describe you because we're compassionate and we're supporting you. I say, what? Well, then stop telling us how to do our language. Brrr, I don't know. That's not a great Latinx accent. It's crazy. By the way, the English, if you want to refer to it in English, it's Latin. That's it. It's not Latino, it's not Latina, it's not Latinat, it's not Latinx, it's Latin. Because we speak English. Latino and Latinx are not English words until Merriam-Webster wants to pretend that they are. It's Latin, that's fine. When I don't refer to Italianos, I don't say like, hey, yeah, so I was down in the Bronx the other day and I was hanging out with some of my Italiano friends. I don't do, I say Italian friends. Siciliano friends, no, nobody does that. Oh, I was down there hanging out with les Français, mes amis français, ooh la la. No, it's so stupid. But when it comes to Spanish, when it comes to issues of Hispanic people or Latin people, we have to all of a sudden affect these crazy accents and pretend that we're speaking another language, which we're not. And then pretend that that other language is even a separate language which exists only in fiction. It's crazy. They only do it when it comes to Latin Americans because it's all about political ideology. I talk about this all the time. The way they use these words is 1000% political ideology. We should reject it and we should laugh at it.